Just checking before we start. Phones on.
Phone's on.
Phone's on. Welcome to
Phone's on.
Two Each Way. I'm Ross Stevenson. He's Hamish McLachlan. Whatever your two is, just enjoy yourself. That's the point of it all. Make sure you follow Two Each Way and don't miss an episode, and email us. We love your emails. Email us anytime with any story or question or anything that's just totally ridiculous. twoeachway@9.com.au, and we have an Instagram page. Just search for Two Each Way. There are three ways to describe your weekend associated with horse racing. Did fortune abandon you? Did you have a very good day, or did you at least stand up? Can I go first?
I'm over you. I saw something on the screens yesterday, Wednesday, in Sydney. And what did Terry Wallace say? I'm going to throw up.
Spew up.
Spew up.
Let's go to spew up. All right, well, for folks who don't know what you're talking about, let's start with, I am a part owner of a horse called Man of Worth.
Who's been discussed on this pod pre.
Right. Trained by Chris Waller. Last week, Man of Worth trialled.
At the 250, Prince Zero, Man of Worth, and in the middle Stars and the Rise, Salt Spray behind them, Rotagillas on heels, Man of Worth down the outside, 3 out, Man of Worth put their head in front, Stars and the Rise tries to go with it, but Man of Worth.
What do you think of the trial?
That was like the jockey that we dissed last week, did not move but won. That was the best trial you've ever seen. No thought of sharing that last week?
That was James McDonald. Okay, that was the trial of last week. Yesterday...
When did that happen? Was that pre-podcast last week?
No.
Okay,
No.
You get a let off on that.
Yeah, no. Thanks, Big Beard, for backing me up there.
He doesn't know the answer. He just said no.
So that was Man of Worth's trial last week. Well, Man of Worth raced yesterday in race 6 at Canterbury. Let me give you some background on Man of Worth. It's had 10 starts. Its first start was in Ireland. Yesterday's race was over 1,250 metres. I'll give you a guess. What was the length of Man of Worth's first ever race start?
This sounds like it's a lot more than 1,250 metres. I'm going to go with 2,200 metres.
2,700 metres was its first start in a race in Sligo in Ireland.
Really?
Yesterday, it went round in a race of 1,250 metres.
They turn for home, and Mafia in front from Man of Worth, breathing down its neck. It's Mafia the inside of Man of Worth, and they've opened up from the rest as Man of Worth really being wound up now. Got past Mafia. West of Dolby's running on well from back in the field, but Man of Worth up on the speed and is going to score a great first up win over the 1,200, beating West of Dolby.
Black Caviar-esque.
Now, I need your help because obviously last night all the owners received an email from Chris Waller. And he used an expression, I just need to know your help, Hamish, as to whether this is a good or bad thing. The sky's the limit with this horse.
Did you really?
Is that a good or bad thing?
How do you go from 2,700 to 1,250? Aaron Norton gets drafted as a defender, goes forward. I get that. That's sort of not that far off. But it's like saying, I've come to the US college system as a 100-metre sprinter. We're going to run you in the marathon. Or marathon back to sprinter. And he's got it right again.
Actually,
he's a genius.
Should get Chris on and ask him why on earth. My colleague John Anderson said, "Did you own that horse?" I said, yeah, I'm a part owner. He goes, someone rang me yesterday and said, oh yeah, Chris Wallace says this horse is immoral.
Did you not get that information?
No, but I don't care. I don't bet on my own horses.
No, why would you?
I figured I'd put enough money in it. Trust me, if I'd backed all the horses I've owned in my life.
Down.
Last week on this podcast, I played you the audio of the jockey who rode another horse I own called Captain Maverick, where he apologised. Remember I said...
Not my best ride.
Yeah, he said, no, sorry about that, not my best ride, my fault, blah, blah, blah. That he rode Captain Maverick. Captain Maverick ran last Saturday at Eagle Farm by a different jockey. I want you to have a look at it. It went round at $71.
Good price.
They head for home. Terry's had a good run of the lead. Can it do it all the way? Don't you think he's trying to shoulder to the clear? Then Rama and Uzones. Moon Sweeper coming to the centre of the track, running on strongly. Ocean Zara, big odds, launched all of a sudden. Went up and hit the lead. Canberra Legend running on. Moon Sweeper down the outside. Ocean Zara's the leader. Short of 100 to go. Moon Sweeper's running on, but leaving its run too late. And Ocean Zara in front of one.
That is, I would think, top 5 morals beaten in the history of the sport.
$71.
Did you?
This is what the hoop said after the race.
Captain Maverick and Kyle?
Yeah, guys, very, very unlucky. Obviously got a long way back from the draw and they went at a very steady tempo and they just didn't open up and it was going that well that I couldn't actually get to the outside where I wanted to get, so I had to then try pinch runs and find him where I could, and he was just strung up the whole straight, got out late, and simple as that, he should have won. So, yeah, unfortunate, guys.
He really should have won.
Yeah,
it's not often you say that should have won, and you're absolutely right. You and I both agree that should have won.
Should have won.
You owned it. It was $71.
$71 should have won.
Also, I got feedback. The in podcast betting on phones is the favourite thing of about 9 people I know. But they said, could you please have a consequence of it?
Okay.
So I'm going to turn my phone. It is on. And
have you not got a? We've only been on for 3 minutes, and you haven't got a mess. Are you traumatised? Do you need psychologically help that you haven't received a communication of any sort in 3 minutes?
So the question from Jason Kimberley and Sam Kennedy is, what is the loser forced to do?
All right, well, how about 100?
On a bet of their choice that weekend. Got it.
And what is it? You've got to remind me. Is
10
it
for a text?
10 for a call, isn't it?
Or 10 for a call?
5 for a text.
5 for a text.
2 for a WhatsApp.
2 for a WhatsApp.
And 1 for an email. So far, the score is 0-all.
Great.
Okay, just rounding it off. This was the podcast last week in Betting Like the Watsons. Arsenal play Manchester City. You couldn't imagine a bigger game. Manchester City. They are $1.67 favourite. I would like $1 million on them, please, to trouser 670,000 they owe. And once again, Arsenal will manage to grab defeat from the jaws of victory. Play it for me, Big Bet.
Anthony Taylor's whistle goes! Euphoria! A game City had to win, and like champions that they've been over the years, they have won it.
670,000 is not even go anyway to compensating the emotional hurt for me as a Gunners supporter.
So what happens to Gunners now?
Well, Man City just won again an hour ago, so they are level with Arsenal. They will win. They will beat Arsenal, who were 2 weeks ago $1.05 to win the championship. Talk to me.
Well, we sort of brushed over the fact that my betting like the Watsons last week.
Sorry, yep.
What happened?
Oh, I've got a sore eye. Ouch.
I thought you were talking about betting like the Watsons. It really. No. So remember I did a 9-leg football multi. I had Carlton and Collingwood. I said, I think Carlton can win, and did a 9-leg multi, including the D's beating the Lions. And then I said, we'll have another million pies, but still the D's to bet the Lions. One paid 37 million, the other paid 25 million.
Yeah.
I said to you two both, second last game of the weekend, D's and the Lions were going back and forth, 10 or 11 lead changes. You were both saying, God, I hope the Lions win.
Yeah.
So I didn't get my multi up. So now I know the sort of people I'm hanging out with. You don't want the other guy to, prosper. Got it?
I'm sure if you check the messages, I said I was barracking for Melbourne.
I will check the messages.
Check the messages.
Okay, and
I
then
said I was barracking hard. You read what you wanted to read.
So the Demons win, and then the Dockers win the Derby, and I won 25 million. And neither of you gave me a lot of love, but we are 25 million up plus your 675,000. It's quite a big weekend. Okay. Oh no, you were right actually.
Read it.
25 million if the D's and the Eagles win. Huge. And then you said, I'm barracking very hard for the... I wrote Eagles. I actually meant D's and Dockers.
Oh, did you?
Well, of course I did, because the Dockers were the favourites. They were $1.07. I had them to win. So I won that.
So you got close. Is this the message?
No, I actually won the whole thing. But I wrote the wrong message. I said 25 million if the D's and the Dockers win is what I was supposed to say. That's when I read you saying, I'm barracking very hard for the Eagles, meaning you want the Dockers to get beaten.
Did your multi based on the Dockers winning?
Yeah, it was.
Well, so did it get up?
Yes.
What did you win?
25 million.
Well, thanks for...
It was badly scripted. Got it.
Badly scripted. You won 25 million.
Yes.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Hasn't this changed? I thought you were saying, I hope the Eagles win so your 9-leg multi doesn't get up. But it was because I wrote D's and Eagles. The Eagles were never beating the Dockers over there.
But I was confused because you sent that message, then I looked up the score and the Eagles were about 30 points behind.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, no, this ain't going to happen.
That was just me being dyslexic.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Okay, so let's move on. God, that was a bad story. So I was prepping last Thursday at the kitchen table, and I always have Sky Racing on because it's sort of therapeutic and I'm a degenerate. So race 1 at Shepparton, the Blues train, as I'm prepping for the Blues to play.
On the running order here, race 13.
Yeah, this is again where details matter. Yeah. I actually texted it to Richard Stansbury. Race 1, number 4, the Blue Rug, Blues train. The Blues, at this point in time, are 1 win, 4 losses. Race 1, number 4, Blues train, Blues Rug.
And they're racing. Good even dispatch. Tipsy Turtle cleanly away off the inside with Sandy Cheek driving across, and Sandy Cheek powers away. 3 in front. Tipsy Turtle early. Blues train gets to second. Then came Pay Up Sally behind those. Poor Jenicky to the outside, winning hand, and Tiggy Touch on the home turn. Front runner is Sandy Cheek. Blues train's having a bump. Loves to go to the outside. Does Blues train, and poor Jenicky coming up on the inside. I think Blues train has just won it.
We're reduced to watching the flea taxis now, aren't we?
Well, I judge. So I texted Big Beard. He said, does that mean the Blues win tonight? I said, probably. Anyway, they almost drew it. I've got a guy called Raj who does all of our moving of children around and me to airports. I've had him for 20 years. He's the greatest human in the history of the world. I was watching the Saturday racing at my mother-in-law's at Byron Bay. There was a horse called Actuality and Not Surprised. Raj always says, actually, I'm not surprised, in his Indian voice. Actuality is the horse name. It's like, I don't think Actuality is going to win. I think Not Surprised is going to win. Actuality is about like $1.70. Not Surprised is the bet. Tell me when you think
Harmonet from Not Surprised, and then came Actuality chasing up the centre of the course, halfway up the straight.
Is it on the white
it's
cap?
Harmonet in front, Not Surprised lifting the middle, and Actuality, who's got its race on its hands. Not Surprised coming at Harmonet. They go to the line. Not Surprised.
Not Surprised, actually. Thanks, Raji. But your eye's no good, is it?
No, but I'll survive.
Okay. You're a warrior. So, I have a friend who has multis in the football with Dabble, our former partner of this show. There's a thing called Pick'em where you say more or less than, and you multi them up. I think one is $3, 2 legs is $3.50, then it goes to $6.50, $12.50, $25, $40, $80. You can pick as many as you like. He has on Friday night a 6-leg multi. He has $300 on it to win $24,000. So he's got the 80-1 shot. Everything gets up. He has Tom Liberatore, who's one of the great players of our era, one of the great tacklers, to have 6 tackles. It's actually more than 5.5, so 6. At halftime, he has 5. He got concussed, ruled out.
Oh, no. What, he had a whole half in which to lay 1 tackle?
Tommy gets knocked out.
Right.
Out. Right. So he goes, this game is redacted.
Yeah.
So then, the next day, he has another multi, and he has $100 on it at 500 to 1 to win 50,000. Every leg of his multi gets up, except one of his players. I don't want to mention the player because people get nasty. He needed him to have 6 tackles. Sorry, 4 tackles. He had 3. So then he sends me, he said, I'm having one more go at this. He has a multi that has 7 legs in it to win $24,000. And every leg gets up, except Tim Kelly, he needs to have 23 touches. There's 90 seconds left in the match.
23 possessions.
23 disposals. Yep,
Disposals.
correct. And he's on 22. There's 90 seconds left. The game's done. Eagles are finished. And he texts me and says, I'm going to get rolled again. So I turn on KO to see if Tim Kelly can have 1 touch in 90 seconds.
Alas, it's great to have them here as from the stoppage, it's Kelly to Yo. Sends the footy to the wing.
No!
Gets it.
Good on you.
So he gets up by half a possession across his 3 legs. But whoever frames the markets are unbelievable how accurate they are in the unders and the overs.
Yeah.
I should say that it's total points for the game. So is that an algorithm or is that some guy that's got an unbelievable feel who we need to become friends with?
I reckon it would be a smart guy working with AI.
Right.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So they say the total game points 168. It's always like 164, 172. It's unbelievable. Okay, well, that's that story done. The other thing that I've got a slight issue with is I keep getting sent. This has got nothing to do with fortune, by the way. Has it? I keep getting in my feeds these people telling me to do Tai Chi walking and Tai Chi chair things. And I click them on because I'm clearly getting old and overweight and life's got the best of me. But I'm thinking, does anyone actually believe this is going to happen? Have a look at this guide. So
it's 6:30 a.m. My boss invited me on a trip to Hawaii. I'm starting my Tai Chi walking challenge for plus-size men to look good on the beach. This is me on Hawaii. My boss literally didn't recognize me.
I'm 57 and my son says I need to spend hours in the gym to lose weight at my age.
Oh, no. You don't need fitness advice from guys in their 20s.
Does anyone believe this is real?
No.
But are the scammers out there just attacking people like me who are vulnerable, whose kids are belittling them on their, sort of life?
Yeah.
And so I reckon this is what happens. The algorithm
to explain to people is that the person describing that they're a bit overweight and they need to take up Tai Chi walking is John Candy.
Yes.
The person who arrives in Hawaii is Brad Pitt.
From Fight Club.
Yeah, from Fight Club. All as a result of walking on the spot, which is what Tai Chi walking is.
So then you say, how has this happened? So I think what has happened is my 12-year-old daughter says, you should do some push-ups. Or Lex walks past and just hits my belly.
Yeah.
I think the algorithms are so good they can now just hear a kid hitting a belly and say, let's send him that Tai Chi walking stuff.
Yeah, probably.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Tai Chi walking.
You can do it with a chair. Somebody sent me a thing. All you do is just sort of walk around a chair and you lose 100 kilos in an hour.
For all the jockeys listening.
Yeah.
Email from Russell. Hi, team. Bringing together two of Ross's great passions and in sharing the current pain of being an Arsenal supporter sums it up completely. I haven't seen this. He sent a video.
Are possibly going to get home. What's the
good.
scoop? Is that the last? He stood a long way off it, but he's over safely. In second, Starvin Marvin, who's stopping to a walk. And now the leader, what's the scoop, has run out. He's run right off the course, almost into the crowd. And Starvin Marvin, who is virtually walking up the hill, has been handed the most unlikely and most dramatic of victories. Starvin Marvin.
We've got to get this this video that Russell's created. Because the jockey of the leading horse has the badge of Arsenal above his head, and Starvin Marvin has the badge of Man City above his head, and the
lead horse is 10 lengths ahead with about 100 metres to run, just easing down, and veers hard left and goes to the running rail. Starvin Marvin, Man City, cruises past at a walk.
Winsby 6. Tom says, "G'day lads, I've been keeping an eye on the listener multi and can't help but think that it's time to ditch Ross's bet small to win big in favour of Hames' bet big to win bigger."
Thank you, Tom.
And Ed says, "Hi, Grumpy and Mr. Universe. I've always enjoyed watching one of God's most beautiful creations trot around on a weekend as long as I can remember. Now, I have some young kids at home, and my wife says I shouldn't have the races on with them around. At what age is it all right to get them to share my love of the sport?"
This is a good question.
Yeah, I think what you do is you raise them on horse racing.
Not betting.
Not betting.
100%.
You raise them on horse racing, not betting. For example, I'm genuinely not being specific here, but you see most of the television programs associated with horse racing have people talking about sectionals and
or odds.
That's not what horse racing is about. Horse racing
more.
is about the people involved in the sport who are interesting, and the beautiful animals and the whole theatre of the event.
So said to me the other day, what do you love most about horse racing? Because I can't sleep after a game. I flick it on. I just sit there watching racing in Ireland. I said, just look at this race. Have a look at the geography. Have a look at all of these. All these horses have been bred by owners with dreams.
Yeah.
They then get broken in by brilliant horsemen and women.
Yeah. Ding.
What did you get?
Text.
Okay.
5 for Ross.
Away you go.
Yeah.
And I said, these got owners all around the world, trainers. The amount of work that takes to get a horse to race.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I think because I say my kids ride horses, they don't understand why I love watching the races. I don't need to bet to get an unbelievable amount of joy out of watching horse racing.
I don't bet at all.
No, you're off. You haven't bet for years.
Horse racing people are by definition interesting. We took calls on the breakfast program today on what part of the world have you been to just to take a photograph, because I was recently in Bangkok and discovered quite by accident that I was, and I'll find the photo for you, and I tell people this is where I found myself in this spot. And that is my son at the top. I found myself at the top of the Labua Hotel in Bangkok in Thailand. And it's the famous shot from The Hangover Part 2 where they more or less conclude at that stage that they have lost the groom for good. Someone says to them, Bangkok's got him. Right. And people go and recreate that photograph of the three boys from The Hangover on those steps at the top of the Labua Hotel. The reason I mention that is we then took calls on the subject of where have you been just to take a photograph. Gary Lechty, mad horse racing person, sent me a photograph of somewhere he went to in the world to get his photograph taken, and I show it to you now. That is the cupboard that Basil Fawlty hid in. And he's got his finger protruding from the cupboard, just like Basil Fawlty did. I think it's the episode with the Australian girl, and that Sybil thinks that he's actually been perving on the Australian girl.
So Gary Lechty names all of his horses after
Fawlty Towers.
So good. Manuel.
Yeah, the only horse I've owned with him is Liquor Paint. Remember O'Reilly the Builder? Liquor Paint.
How many episodes of Fawlty Towers?
12.
The stuff you know.
I interviewed Manuel. Andrew Sachs is the name of the actor. I interviewed him in London a long time ago. And I said, Andrew, do you mind if I ask you some questions about Fawlty Towers? And he said, not at all, dear boy. But you must appreciate it was 20 weeks of my life in 1975.
That was it.
Yeah.
They did 12 eps in 20 weeks.
Yep.
The year I was born. So just on places you go literally to have a photo.
Yeah.
Mum said when I was living overseas last year, we've got to go to Shanti.
Yeah.
So we went to Shanti. Have a look at the size of that door. What's your best guess on the height of that door going into the stables?
I'm going to say 40 feet.
That is the biggest door I've ever seen in my life.
That is
enormous. That was just Shanti. You go there and everywhere you look is the best photo you can take.
Why are those there round bollards either side of that door?
This would be a good question. So it doesn't, do the carriages not knock the...
Well done. I think it is because the horse carriages, when they go in and out, don't knock the side of the wall. What's your number? This started off the back of how many unread emails, texts,
Great question.
and messages that you have unattended to at any time. Have you got a number?
Which is odd because I haven't been sent anything. Oh, actually, I have. 8:49. Roof open again tonight. Matthew Chun. Why did that not pop up? Put me down for a text.
5-all.
5-all. So what's your number? I have had 14 different types of self-propelling lawnmower ads sent to me this week. I don't know what the algorithm is, but I said to Tom Hawkins a couple of weeks ago about how obsessed I am with lawn, and I said to him, do the Geelong footballers still have that WhatsApp group going called Lawn Porn, where they all share photos of their lawns? Right. So I think that's what's got me to 14. Self-propelling, so it'll be those little things that go into their homes at night, and it's like, don't drive your lawnmower anymore. It's like, I love driving my lawnmower, by the way. Anyway, 14. Still some new Japanese models, some Chinese models, some American models, all self-propelled. You put your GPS in. Be good for you down at the farm.
My number is 5.
Gary Senior.
There are 5 people in the Herald Sun today with a moustache. I've started to count moustaches in the paper because...
That's a low number? In the whole paper, only 5.
Arguably it's low, isn't it?
Well, there's so many...
If you think of a shocking moustache currently...
Yes.
Is there anything that comes to top of mind?
Yeah, footballers with bad moustaches.
Yeah, which one? Mine plays for Melbourne.
Jake Lever.
Oh, it's a shocker, isn't it, Jake Lever?
My daughter asked me this the other day, and then my wife asked me the same question. She said, both asked, would you ever, my answer is no, own a moustache? And then the question from Miller, my 13-year-old, was, why do good-looking people drop themselves from a 9 to a 6 with a moustache?
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Because Jake Lever's a good-looking guy. He's had it on for years. I thought at the start it was a joke. Now it's clearly a part of his life.
Yeah.
And I'm not a moustache guy.
I wonder whether we could take up a collection to listeners to this podcast of an amount of money and go to Jake Lever and say, we will donate
to take it off
this money
and keep it off
to fight MND if you shave your mow off.
So Bailey Dale plays tonight, Western Bulldogs. He's got a little mow. There's different types of mow. He's got a mow. It's like, I don't think it really suits you.
Yeah.
But he's clearly very happy.
Yeah. They're,
what's the most famous moustache? I'll give you...
Zapata?
David Boone.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've gone with a Mexican revolutionary. You've gone with a Tasmanian opening batsman.
We'd swim in different pools.
Right.
Che Guevara, did he have a... was he a goatee guy?
He was more a beard, I think, Che Guevara.
We won't mention the
cold-blooded murderer, Che Guevara.
I'm not saying, did the moustache... Was it owned by a good guy? I'm just asking. Well, I mean, Hitler, for example.
There's that famous one, yes, of course.
Yeah.
What's the best ever moustache? One where you've gone, gee, that looks fantastic.
Who was the guy that had the wax?
Hercule Poirot.
How do you know that?
Well, because that's who owned the moustache.
I know, but like 4 people in the world other than Hercule Nova know that.
Nova.
What's his name?
Hercule Poirot.
Exactly.
That's Belgian, I think. Churchill, no. Or do you see?
Did Churchill even have a moustache?
No. But have a look at...
That's like saying Luke Beveridge, no.
Right, here we go. Who won World War II, right? Here's your quiz question. The bloke with the moustache or the bloke without a moustache?
Without the moustache.
Right, who won World War II? The bloke who drank booze or the bloke who was a teetotaler?
Drank booze.
Right. The bloke who ate meat or the vegetarian?
Ate meat.
Yeah. Well, we seen a pattern here.
If you ever, you should. There should be a competition. Like you should just do the chase. Like you're the guy. Why don't you go and do the chase and win it?
But you're only identifying things that I know, right? I'm not sitting here talking about things
I
don't know.
bring stuff up about stuff that I don't know, and I assume you don't know, and you can recite verbatim the stuff that I don't know that you don't know perfectly. It's like when I was talking about. I think it was the man in the arena speech, Roosevelt.
Yeah.
I sort of quoted it and thought I was doing really well. He said, when he wrote that, he had a limp because he had gout, and the pen that he was using was given by his mother-in-law's sister who had just passed away with a bad gambling addiction. Like, what? How do you know this? The other thing is I don't know if it's all bullshit either with you.
Yeah.
Because when Gillen says stuff, it's like, people go, it's amazing. Like, mate, he just made that up.
Yeah. Sam Newman used to have a thing, right? If you said to Sam Newman, when did man first spot the great eagle in America? Sam would go, do you know? You go, no. He'd go 1492.
So Josh Kay, he's the man that gives a lot of brilliant information in your ear on a Thursday night. And he'll say, if Ross kicks this is the 11th time that he's kicked 6 at Marvel at that end of the ground before halftime.
Yeah.
It's like, is that right? He goes, doesn't matter. 87% of stats are made up.
Yeah. So that's used to
put me down. Georgie Samios, text.
Well, no. You got to have a ding.
Well, I don't know why it's not dinging.
Well, it's a podcast is an audio thing, right? So you don't get anything without a ding.
Okay.
No, hand the phone, open it up, hand it to Big Beard. He'll get into settings and he'll make it ding.
2875 is my code. For any listener, it's 2875 if you need anything in my life.
28. You're the 27th or the 28th of August? 27th.
No, 2875.
75. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Would you, on stats, they throw up the beautiful moments where Bruce will come out with a mind-numbing stat during the football. And, of course, he kicked one from the same position the same game last year, didn't he, Dennis? I don't know, Bruce, was I there?
Yeah. You're down. One of the great ones, we've been talking about Boomer Harvey. And he was talking about he must have been breaking the record at the time. And Dennis said something along the lines of, when he started playing, blah, 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 blah. And Google didn't exist. And they all laugh. He goes, it's true. Google it.
Google it's one of my favourite Dennis's. Yeah. Would you rather, Lexi boy?
This is Lexi boy last night on the kitchen table. Would you rather? He saw Justin Bieber at Coachella on some sort of a thing at school. And he said, how do I get Justin Bieber involved? I said, well, would you rather be Justin Bieber or Justin Rose, 2013 US Open winner, former world number 1, runner-up in 3 Masters and runner-up in 2 British Opens?
Got a lot of tattoos, Justin Bieber. I look at him sometimes and I wonder whether is he troubled? I don't know a great deal about him. Is he happy or is he troubled? Or is...
You know, I got a lot of people say, I wonder if Trump's ever been happy, on the back of you saying, I wonder if Trump has ever had...
Experienced joy. Yeah, I don't think he would ever have experienced joy.
I think Justin Bieber, and I'd say this without any knowledge, and Britney Spears and those types are largely troubled on the basis that they have had, and I say this with them.
Well, let me ask you one remaining question before I answer Lexi's. What does Justin Rose's wife look like?
So this was where we were going, because Lex has just started to see the female sex as she's good looking, and my eldest daughter said, God, he's good looking. So we're just getting there. And I think Lex thinks that Mrs. Bieber is very, very attractive.
Well, I think she is.
She is categorically very attractive.
Often use the expression not unattractive. No, not unattractive. I only mention that as a pathetic excuse to tell a story I once read, that there were two English professors at an American university who hated each other's guts. And one was giving a lecture one day when the other one turned up and sat in the front row. And the bloke giving the lecture said, English is a funny language. You can, for example, use two negatives to convey a positive, as in, she was a not unattractive woman. But you cannot use two positives to convey a negative segment. Bloke in the front row goes, yeah, right.
Just on attractive women, I was going to university with a bloke. I was going down past the university the other day during gather round. It reminded me of this exact story. Mate's going down, and it's hot early in the year. Beautiful looking woman comes out with sort of a bikini top, shorts. He's looking at it and drives straight into the back of another car, fills out the insurance form and does not lie. He said, what happened? He said, right there, and did a diagram of a beautiful looking girl and got the insurance on the basis that, okay, understand.
Yeah, it's just inattention.
Yeah.
Right. I think Justin Rose's life would be less complicated, I think, and you'd still have plenty of sugar and you've got the ability to hit a golf ball well. Lexi boy, I'd rather be Justin Rose.
Would you rather be Sam Mitchell or Mitchell Lewis? You're playing at the best form of your career. You're about to be offered incredible contracts. You are arguably the best coach in the game starting your coaching career.
Well, now, right, because it's too easy to say Sam Mitchell because he's won four premierships and a Brownlow medal.
But that's all behind him.
Yes, I know. So you're taking it. You're starting the timeline now.
Yeah, sorry. You're, this afternoon, you morph into their body.
I think I'd still like to be Sam Mitchell.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question about Mitchell Lewis?
Sure.
Hawthorn traded two players to get Mitchell Lewis. Can
Jordan
you tell
Lewis,
me?
Sam Mitchell.
Hawthorn traded Jordan Lewis and Sam Mitchell to get Mitchell Lewis.
It's beyond.
It's beyond.
Do you know that Mitchell Lewis went around Peninsula Kingswood the other day, 5 or 6 under, after being 3 over after 4? He is a phenomenal golfer. Bloody nice guy too.
On the breakfast program a couple of years ago, I mentioned, I don't know why, that I noticed that when Mitchell Lewis takes a mark, he more or less runs back to the top of the mark. And I said, every time he does that, I say, walk back to the mark, please. I then went to a game and I went to the rooms afterwards and I'm talking to this woman. She goes, I'm Mitchell Lewis's mother. I told him what you said about not running back to the mark.
What was the rationale for running back to the mark? Have you always done it?
I don't know. We should ask him. Ask him. There was a stat I read years ago, and I've been unable to find it, but maybe Big Beard could get onto Perplexity or ChatGPT, that the difference between a soccer player taking a penalty kick, the difference between the one who walked to the mark with his back to the goals compared with the one who walked backwards
looking at the goals,
the percentage result of them converting their penalties was staggering.
Different.
Can
I guess which was...
I'd be guessing at the answer, but yes, you can have a go.
I think looking and seeing is better than not looking.
I think that was the answer. That someone did the stat.
Is that right?
Yeah. But I don't know whether Big Beard can find it. Would you rather
own 1,000 bottles of the best red wine in the world?
Yes.
Or next one, Coachella. Or own the best sprinter in the world?
Well, the best sprinter in the world wins the Everest. Doesn't he? Doesn't he or she?
But you can't own 1,000 best bottles in the world.
Well, 1,000 best bottles in the world would probably add up to more
than the Everest.
So, Lexi boy, I'd have the 1,000 bottles of red, thank you.
Would you rather, with your best mate or favourite child, go to Coachella for 4 days or the Masters for 4 days?
Coachella would be full of acts I've never heard of. And Oh, who was there? Madonna was that got up and had a warble with Sabrina Carpenter, didn't she? Was that at Coachella? Am I having red wine at Coachella, or am I having something
whatever
else?
you want, wherever you want.
Right. Or go to the Masters. You know what? I think I'd rather go to Coachella.
I'm the same, I reckon.
Yeah.
It'd be epic. Would you rather, for the next 10 years, be Gout's manager, or for the next 10 years, be Nick Watson's manager?
I told you when Hawthorn drafted Nick Watson and I became aware that he's 170 centimetres tall, my phone went ding almost immediately. And it was a text from Liam Shields, the retired Hawthorn Premiership player, saying, I know you are currently in a state of despond because you drafted Nick Watson. Let me tell you, he will give you 10 amazing years. So it gets me into the rooms. I can talk to Mitchell Lewis's mother again. I would like to be the manager of Nick Watson.
You are very loyal. The last one from Lexi Boy. You know, a guy came up to me in Yochi the other day.
Yeah.
I walked in. He wasn't going into Yochi. He comes in, he goes, Lex is on fire with his would you rathers.
Is that right?
Yep. That's all he came in to tell me.
Yeah, we got a Yochi near us. And my oldest boy is now, my youngest boy is now 14. When he was about 8, he used to describe going to frozen yogurt land. Right. And then I discovered that it was called Yochi. I almost felt like writing to them and saying, change the name to Frozen Yogurt Land.
Frozen. Why don't we just start up a competitor?
Yeah.
Hungry Jack's to the McDonald's.
Where are you going? I'm going to Frozen Yogurt Land.
Yes. Last one from Lexi Boy. I like this one. Would you rather have to write left-handed for the rest of your life or not have any hearing in your left ear for the rest of your life?
It's so good, Lex. So I'm right and left-handed, but I'm deaf. I'm writing right-handed, but I'm deaf in my left ear.
Yeah.
Or I've got perfect hearing, but I'm writing with my left hand for the rest of my life. You know what, Lexi? Get a chopstick and whack it in my left ear, mate. Perforate my eardrum.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd lose my hearing in my left ear in order to... Right, imagine having to do that.
Yeah, but you'd get good at it.
Left-handed people smarter than right-handed people.
Left-footed kicks are better to look at.
Yeah.
Have you ever...
Ding for Roscoe. 10-5. I'm leading. I'll tell you what, you're in trouble. You know what that was? That was the Breakfast Crew's first entrant on Wordle, doing Wordle today, which means Scorch is about to go ding, Mayer's about to go ding. Oh, you're in trouble.
Just quickly, breakfast show ratings came out today.
Yeah, they were right.
So I asked you this question before we hit record. You started how many years ago?
36.
You had a ratings of about 8 at that point.
Yep.
You then got to number 1 how many years ago? 30-something years ago.
Probably.
And you haven't lost a survey since.
I lost a few on about 2000.
What happened?
Change of personnel. Anyway. I
needed that.
No, I looked up. Richard Stansbury.
Is it? No. That is good. That's helpful.
You're leading 15-10.
I needed that.
Anyway, let's not talk about that. Good call. This is yours.
Yes.
Good call as a tribute to the great Dennis Cometti.
So this was one of the great showdowns of all time, 2013. I remember where I was watching this. Port came from the clouds and they needed a miracle.
Angus, after his man slipped over, takes Talia on again. Van Berlo closing. Monfrez has kicked a goal. Unbelievable. That makes up for Robbie Gray in the first quarter. Haven't seen anything like that. It's gone at right angles.
Look at the bend on that.
If Pythagoras is watching, explain that.
So Angus Monfrez puts it, for all money, it's going through the left goal and point line, whatever that is.
Straight over. It turns right-handed.
It's the getting ball in reverse.
Yeah. I have got this. There's a reason I chose this audio. Will it be self-evident to me? Thank you.
You can't remember why you chose it?
I can't remember why I chose it. But it's there. It's on the running sheet. Hawthorn v Port last weekend. Final moments.
Well, this is big. He's kicked 2 tonight. Mitch Georgiades. The pressure is on. All eyes are on him as he's on his approach now. He's going to kick from 45-degree angle to put Port Adelaide in front. Kicks from 48 metres. Mitch Georgiades has missed to the left-hand side.
Sicily to go down the outer wing. Big pack. Hawthorn win.
You beauty. I had no idea. I was not brave enough. I turned it off, and I do what cowards do. I go to the AFL app and I watch the updated scores.
You do not?
Yeah, I cannot.
Well, you can't watch it.
I cannot watch it. And I had no idea. All I'd seen was that Hawthorn were a point in front, the clock's going down, and I had no idea he had a shot at goal to win the game for them.
Two texts, thanks.
20
I don't know why they're not
10.
dinging. Big Beard had a go.
Did you have a go at the settings, Big Beard?
Just on that, I was watching with Lexi Boy, who's at Hawk with you. We're in the Byron Bay markets, just watching it blow by blow, kicking a gather-round football. At best to watch something as close as that, as fun as that. But when you don't have a dog in the fight, you can enjoy it. You clearly can't. I remember Ray Gunston used to just do laps of the MCG or Marvel or the Gabba. Could not sit, so he just do laps while Jack played.
Yeah. There are loads.
What's your number? I reckon Jack Gunston's been mentioned in every podcast so far this series. We'll make sure that happens.
Yeah. He sent me a text about Man of Worth.
Is he in Man of Worth?
No.
Ooh.
And he's it's paining him not to be involved. We're going to listen to someone now, and while it does, open your phone, open settings, and Big Beard says he's an Android man. I'll have a crack at trying to make your phone ding.
But have you put me down for those texts?
It's 20 plays 10. We believe in the premise that horse racing is never boring, so each week we find someone interesting in and around and adjacent to racing, and you and I never know who it is. This week's interesting person comes from a very familiar voice to 3AW breakfast listeners. Oh, yeah.
There are reasons why we punt. There are reasons why we don't. If I need to look for a reason for the latter, I need to go back no further than 1994, when I determined that Paris Lane, shown by Lee Freedman, was a very, very good chance to win the Caulfield Cup. Possibly didn't have the legs to get the 2 miles of the Melbourne Cup. And a horse called Jeune, who I saw, I'm going to get this wrong, but I think he ran third in the Turnbull Stakes, an import trained by David Hayes, and I just loved the way he got to the line over 2,000 metres in the Turnbull. So I rang a friend of mine, Adrian Dunn, who worked at the Herald Sun. Adrian was connected to doubles bookmakers, someone like, I think it was Jack Cole was the bookie. I said, mate, can you have, and say it was a reasonable bet, say $200 on the double Paris Lane into Jeune to win, I think it was $40,000. Adrian said, in his own style, I think he might have got it the wrong way round. And I said, what do you mean by that? He said, I spoke with Hucko this morning. Hucko said Jeune might win the Melbourne Cup. He's a Caulfield Cup horse. Thanks, AD. I said, okay, in that case, you better reverse the bet. I'll have Jeune in the Caulfield Cup, Paris Lane in the Melbourne Cup. Great. I then sat back and watched Paris Lane bolting in the Caulfield Cup, and of course was earth riding Jeune with a passion after that. He ran in the Cox Plate on the Saturday, 9 days before the Melbourne Cup. And I was so happy when he ran 12th, and I knew then that at least he couldn't win the Melbourne Cup. Went to Noosa for a holiday, and sitting on the the beach with Susie, listening to the Melbourne Cup, Jeune somehow turned his form around, and up he got, and I felt sick. I'll never forget it, thinking, but for one phone call, it could have been $40,000. Thanks, Adrian.
That is John Anderson.
And
who is presents sport on 3AW Breakfast. If you've got an interesting story about yourself or someone interesting, record it and send it to twoeachway@9.com.au. I've found one.
I just had a WhatsApp. Just put me down.
22 plays 10. And I've fixed your phone so it'll ding now.
Yeah.
What have you found? Something that you've got to share with people that say it's good.
It found me, not unlike those Tai Chi walking classes. The producer. Sheep Inc. I found this group that they only make woolen garments. Sheep Inc. I bought 3 hoodies. They're not cheap. I will never have to buy another hoodie again. They are the best things I've ever bought. I bought a cream, terrific. A blue, look amazing. And a green. Don't wear a lot of green, look amazing. Sheep ink, it's on Insta. I think about $350 a jumper. Very expensive. But I burn through. You'll be delighted. I'll bring you one.
I have found the Songkran Festival in Thailand. Song, S-O-N-G, K-R-A-N. I've already done it, ever.
No, I said, have you been to Thailand?
Yeah. I think I'm mentioning it too much. Songkran is their New Year's festival, and it involves putting on a colourful shirt. I bought this in Bangkok, this shirt. In Hua Hin, cost me about $3. Everyone wears a colourful shirt for 3 days, and everyone carries a water pistol and goes around. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're Mother Teresa of Calcutta or Tony Mockbell. They go around and they will squirt water over you, right? Or you'll be going down. I'll give you the show you with me and the kids. You're in a tuk-tuk and you're going down the road and you stop and a kid will come out and go.
That's good vibes.
Oh, it's fabulous vibes.
We need
joyous.
Something
we need
similar.
Something joyous.
Yes.
Right.
Joy. So did you? I mean, how many scalps would you have? Were you John Wayne-esque?
No,
or
we
Billy the Kid.
We were more scalped than scalpers. We got hit many, many times. And what I'll show you another one. What you do is you'll be sitting in a restaurant, as I was with my two youngest, and this is where Hamish says this takes forever. I'll show you what the sort of thing that happens as I turn the volume up. I'm videoing my 14-year-old son, and his first thing he says is, "What?" Because he's 14, right? But he doesn't know that the waitress is sneaking up behind him.
So is there anyone that's off limits?
No.
And no one takes it badly. Everyone takes it in the spirit that it's meant.
After that, a bloke came up, one of the waiters came up with an enormous stein full of water and poured it over my head. Right, because it's 35 degrees.
This is excellent.
It's just so much joy.
Yeah.
No one blues.
No one blues.
Oh,
that's got very different vibes to it.
Songkran. Righto, betting like the Watsons. You won $25 million.
Let's go again.
I won $670,000.
Well, I can lend you some.
No, don't need your charity. What do you got?
Well, I'm going to football now.
So am I.
I'm going to go Australian rules.
I thought you prepared for this program.
I always do. So the Swans win, Melbourne win tomorrow night. Hawthorn and Suns I'm probably going to leave alone. The Cats will beat Port Adelaide. The Dockers will beat Carlton.
Dead air's good, isn't it?
He's going to edit this up. And North Melbourne will beat the Giants. There's your $5.78 multi. Let me recap that for our listeners.
No, but hang on. Yeah, you're going to recap it.
Swans will beat the Dogs. Demons will beat the Tigers. Cats will beat Port. Dockers will beat the Blues. North, just a touch under $3, will beat the Giants.
Okay, now, you having $1 million on them or 25 million?
25.
Good man.
Yeah, chips in. Responsibly. This is what I love about the current gambling regulations. Whatever you say, just end the sentence with
do it responsibly. Yeah. Rob a bank responsibly.
If you're going to murder someone this week, please do it responsibly.
Please murder responsibly.
For 1-800.
Two Hawthorn players are not playing this weekend against the Suns because they did a jumper punch, for which they would know that they would get a week. One of them is someone I've owned. Oh, both of them I've owned
horses with?
With both Dylan Moore and James Sicily. I don't understand why Hawthorn's $1.60 and the Gold Coast are $2.35. I will have $1.67 million on the Gold Coast at $2.35. It just changed while I was speaking.
Emotional insurance there for you.
Yeah, emotional insurance. That.
What venue is that? Is that down in Tassie?
Tassie.
Suns get cold down there.
Yeah, can't lose Park. Righto, the multi-listener multi. We have created the multi-listener multi off my new advice to people, bet small to win big. If you want to be a person who's considered to be part of the multi-listener multi, 2 each way at 9.com.au. Last week's results, Spencer said North to beat Essendon.
Tick.
Lachlan said Penrith to beat the Dolphins.
Tick.
Brian said Adelaide to beat St Kilda.
Tick.
Greg said Private Eye to run a place.
Tick.
Mitch said Nick Larkey to kick more than 3 goals.
Kick 2.
Jason said Angel Capital to place. Darren said Wanganui race 6 legally binding the place. Joey said Chelsea and Man United, both teams will score.
1-0.
Right, so no good. This week's 7-leg suggestions. Let's alternate them. Jason says, get a good feeling, the place at Morfettville, race 7.
That'll happen. Stuart says, Morfettville, race 4. Silecap, I think, the place, $1.95.
Brian says Brisbane to beat Adelaide, $1.35.
That'll happen. Peter, Flemington, race 7, Zakuma, terrific horse, place, $1.45.
Dan says Flemington, race 4, Muktalif, the place, $1.57.
Joey, Hawks head-to-head versus the Gold Coast goes in contradiction to what you've just said. Hawks to win, $1.61.
Spencer says Morfettville, race 7, Salty Pearl, the place, $1.85. So do those seven legs don't add up to $25, do they? Really? Do they? Okay. So it's $25. We're going to have 20 on it for them. Okay, and the 7 of them can whack up whatever that is.
That probably wins this multi.
500. Said that every week. Yeah, we say that every week. The multi, listen to multi. Email us now, 2eachway@9.com.au to register for next week's multi. Follow 2eachway wherever you get your podcasts. Email 2eachway@9.com.au and follow us on Instagram. Just search 2eachway. I've got to have 100 on something for you because you won the noise off.
Ding!
This is going to cost me a fortune. I lose every week.
Just have it on the multi. Have the 100 on the multi, listener multi.
Okay, I will. Whatever your 2 is, enjoy.
Whatever your 2 is, enjoy.